Welcome to the Anxious Attachment Solution. I am your host, Life Coach Amber Lynn. I teach women how to take back their brain from anxious attachment patterns with love and compassion. It is my mission to help every anxiously attached woman understand their brain, stop the anxious cycle, and finally feel confident and secure in who they are so they can live the life they want. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Hello and welcome to the Anxious Attachment Solution. Your healing starts here. I'm your host, Life Coach Amber Lynn. Today I'm beginning a series on anxious attachment called Anxious to Aware. In this series, my goal is to help you build awareness around your anxious attachment so that you can heal, repair, and move forward with real strategies and skills and a new mindset to help create new habits. For those of you who are new to the show, welcome. I am Life Coach Amber Lynn. I have dealt with anxious attachment the majority of my life before I even knew what to call it. I just knew that I had a hard time in relationships. I had big emotions. I wanted to communicate well. I wanted to share my needs, but I didn't know how. But no matter what I did, I didn't feel good enough, and I felt like I was too much. I learned about codependency and attachment styles as I got older, and later in life I became a certified life coach through the Life Coach School, and now I use my understanding of the brain, our thoughts, emotions, the anxious attachment cycle to relate it to anxious attachment. I created this podcast to share my journey of using thought work and mindset work to heal my anxious attachment. On this podcast, I share my personal journey and the journey I have with my clients on their way to repairing and healing their anxious attachment. I use this podcast as a way to teach about our brain, our emotions, our human responses in regards to people with anxious attachment. So if you are going through something, personally, relationship-wise, and you want help, send me an email, ask me a question. I will reply to my podcast listeners. I might even create a podcast to share how I would support you or myself going through what you're doing, through your challenge or your obstacle that you're facing. So if you have any questions or you're going through it, always feel free to email me at amberlynn@takingbackherbrain.com. I work with clients who are not even always sure that they have anxious attachment or if this work will work for them. So I tell them, if any of this applies to you in your life, I can help you. Do you have a fear of abandonment? Do you overthink? Do you have a constant need for reassurance? Are you always looking for red flags? Do you never feel good enough? Are you always people-pleasing before asking what you really want? Do you feel like you are on an emotional roller coaster, like your self-worth goes up and down? Do you have a hard time trusting people? Do you have an even harder time trusting yourself? Do you feel like you are too much or too needy? And sometimes do you confuse anxiety with feelings of love? If so, this podcast is for you and my coaching program is for you. So on today's podcast, From Anxious to Aware, I teach my clients how awareness is the foundation to any change they want to see. So if any of this resonates with you and you want to make a change, then you are in the right place. First thing you have to do before you can get to the how do I change, which all my clients just, how do I change? What do I do? You first have to know what anxious attachment cycle or trigger looks like for you personally. What does it sound like for you? When does it show up for you? Write it all out the next time you feel that full body response. Let me take a moment to describe what it may feel like when you are triggered. Most of the time you feel a strong urgency, almost like a panic. Something feels immediately wrong and you must do something right now because it feels unbearable inside your body. I need to know we are okay is like a thought that comes in. This is when fear oftentimes sets in and our thoughts convince us that our panic that we're feeling is real and our thoughts creating our fear is real. They're going to leave me. I can just tell. They don't love me anymore. So the panic, the urgency, the fear, and simultaneously a lot of anxious thoughts. So here comes self-doubt and insecurities to fuel the fear fire. I'm too much. I knew I'd ruin this. They're better off without me. So much of these thoughts and these feelings create fear in your body. You may physically feel your heart racing, shallow breathing, nauseous, tight chest, aka anxiety responses that all lead to compulsive behavior, which looks like over texting, rereading messages for hidden meanings, rehearsing what to say, going to their social media, stalking it for clues, making you feel the need to reach out, lash out, become defensive, or, in certain situations, withdrawal. I guess you don't care about me, forget it, I'm fine. You know, those angry, harsh text messages that we send out. While underneath it all, you have a deep longing for closeness and security and reassurance. But all of the actions and behaviors you are exhibiting actually push other people away and cause more pain. So to recap, when our anxious attachment gets triggered, it's a nervous system response. We feel in our body panic, urgency, and at the same time, we have the spiraling thoughts. These spiraling thoughts lead us to hypervigilance, looking for all those cues, all those signs, all those red flags. Insecurities, compulsive behavior, emotional reactivity are all signs of anxious attachment and are all clues to you and your brain that it is time to check in and become aware. To put it simply, something happens and everything inside of you feels like it has just blown up. Everything's hit the fan. I teach my clients that in order to gain awareness, you must learn to pause and become the observer of your mind and your body at this time when this reaction happens. So with compassion and grace for yourself, become the observer, become aware. This is not the time to be your own worst enemy or your self-critic or your judger. Your brain will want to start the shame spiral of, I wish I was normal. I wish this didn't bother me. But we can't wish away anxious attachment. We have to do the work to rewire our brain's responses to triggers. This work takes major self-compassion and self-grace, and truly learning how to see the hard parts of ourselves and becoming what we need for ourselves. So from anxious to aware, we have to start looking at what part of these things ring true for you. When was the last time your anxious attachment was triggered? What happened? What was the situation? What did you think about the situation? What did you make the situation mean? How did it make you feel? Then, what did you do? Write it all down. What do you do when you feel that feeling? When you feel that panic or that urgency? What thoughts are you thinking when the fear sets in? Is it always the same thought? Write down all your spiraling thoughts. We cannot rewrite or soothe our anxious attachment thoughts if we are not consciously aware of what these thoughts are that are triggering our nervous system. If you're not one for writing down, I urge my clients, then do a voice record, do a voice memo, but answer these questions. What does your brain look for when you're triggered? What evidence is it looking for? Is it looking for rejection, abandonment, proof you're not enough, proof that you're not doing good enough? What is it looking for? What are your shame or self-doubt thoughts that creep in? How do you physically feel? What compulsive behavior do you normally engage in? Do you reach out? Do you shut down? Do you overeat? Do you obsess over text messages? Do you spiral inside your head while doing nothing outside? Do you reach out to that other person? Do you get defensive? What actions do you take when you feel this way? What do these thoughts and feelings make you want to do? Some of us are filtered enough now that we know that what we want to do we shouldn't do. So what is it that it wants you to do? Another powerful question is, what do these thoughts and feelings not allow you to do that you really want to be able to do? Most of us want to be able to listen to our partners. Most of us want to be able to trust people. Most of us want to be able to handle small mistakes and miscommunications without it feeling like it's life or death. Most of us want to be able to ask for what we want and need without feeling like it's the end of the world to be vulnerable. This is when some clients want to start saying, I wish I didn't have anxious attachment. Why can't I just be normal? Why do these things happen to me? The shame sets in. I want you to know and hear me completely and understand how you feel, and these are not helpful questions. They distract your brain from being able to become self-aware and keep you stuck. These questions are not going to solve your problems or help you create the change you want to see in yourself and your relationships. The truth of the matter is plain and simple. You have some obstacles in relationships that come down to emotional regulation and unhealthy patterns due to anxious attachment. The good news is knowing that it is enough to start changing it. Knowing that is enough to start changing it. Also, something important to remember on this journey is your brain only wants 3 things: to increase pleasure, decrease pain, and be efficient. It does not want to do new things, even if new things are actually better for you and your future. So, trying to change habits, trying to change thoughts, trying to change behaviors is going to feel like your body and your brain are resisting it. And it's true because it is. And just because your brain and your body is resisting this change and this work is not a reason to stop. If you really want to find someone to date, if you really want to have a happy and healthy relationship, you are in the right place doing the work that matters. Don't let your brain derail you. This work will change your inner world. It will help you process your emotions. It will help you feel the fear while recognizing that the fear that is present isn't actually happening right now. This work will allow you to take accountability for your actions and reactions and responses, and learn how to be the partner you seek in others. This work may feel uncomfortable at times, but feeling uncomfortable now will be what helps you process and make progress towards feeling uncomfortable emotions in a healthy way later. All of this will bring you from anxious to self-aware, which will allow you to develop new habits, new reactions, and show up differently using my secure method. Remember, when doing this work, to treat yourself like you would your best friend. Your best friend would not beat you up for feeling how you feel. Be real. Be honest. Be compassionate with yourself. Having anxious attachment isn't your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal so that you can have the relationship that you want, the life that you want. So let me help you do that. If you're ready to do this work, come and work with me. I have a 12-week one-on-one coaching program where I help you with exactly what you need. How does this work? First, we meet for a 1-hour free consultation where you tell me everything that is going on and what you want to get out of coaching. And I design 12 sessions to get you to where you want to be. Each client I had and have different goals and different journeys. So I work with each client to tailor their sessions to what they need. If you are just interested in knowing more about what coaching is and what it looks like, schedule that free consultation. Even if you are not ready to start the program, you can say, hey Amber, I want to do the free consultation, but can you just coach me during this session? I'm not ready to do the program, but I wanted to learn what coaching looks like and feels like. I will absolutely do it for you. If you have any questions or other topics that you would like me to address in my podcast, please email me at amberlynn@takingbackherbrain.com. If you are ready and you know you're ready to do this work with me, email me. Let's set up that free consultation and get your journey started. I cannot wait to start this journey with you from anxious to aware, from aware to secure. You got this. Let's go. Thank you for joining me today. You are going to want my free guide on how to calm your anxious attachment. So head over to my Instagram, Taking Back Her Brain, and grab it. If this podcast resonated with you, I would really appreciate if you would rate and share it. If you have any questions or want to know more about how to work with me, I would love to hear from you. You can email me at amberlynn@takingbackherbrain.com. Can't wait to hear from you.